You did everything the middle class was supposed to do. You studied, you got the job, you bought the car. Maybe you're renting a decent place, or you're a few years into a mortgage. You have a salary that, on paper, looks reasonable. You're not wealthy, but you're not struggling either. At least, that's what it looked like from the outside. But something has shifted. The same income that felt comfortable 3 years ago feels tight today. Groceries cost more. The utility bill looks different than it used to. The things you used to buy without thinking twice now make you pause. And the future, the retirement, the financial freedom, the security you were promised if you just did everything right, feels further away than it ever has. You're not imagining it. The middle class is shrinking. Not because of one dramatic event, not because of one bad decision, but because of a slow, quiet squeeze that most people don't even recognize until it has already taken years from them. Today, we're going to talk about exactly what is happening, why it's happening, and most importantly, what you need to do right now to make sure you end up on the right side of it. Let's start with the truth that most people feel but can't quite name. The middle class was built on a promise. Work hard, earn a steady income, keep your expenses reasonable, and over time, you will accumulate enough to live comfortably and retire with dignity. That was the deal. And for a generation or two, it mostly worked. That deal is broken now. Here's why. The cost of the things that define middle-class life, housing, healthcare, education, food, transportation, has been rising faster than middle-class incomes for years. Not slightly faster, significantly faster. Which means every year, the same salary buys less of the life it used to fund. You didn't get poorer because you made bad decisions. You got poorer because the math stopped working in your favor. And 2026 has made this worse in ways that are impossible to ignore. Inflation may have slowed in the headlines, but the prices that went up haven't come back down. A grocery bill that doubled over 3 years doesn't return to what it was just because inflation cools. The damage is already done, and it is now your new baseline. Meanwhile, the wealth gap is accelerating. The people at the top are not experiencing this the same way you are. Their assets, stocks, real estate, businesses, kept growing through everything. Their wealth compounds while yours gets quietly consumed by a cost of living that never stops rising. This is not a political statement. It's just math. And the math is not working in the middle class's favor right now. There are 3 things quietly draining middle-class wealth in 2026 that most people never connect to their financial situation. The first is purchasing power erosion. Your salary might have gone up, but if it went up by 3% while everything you buy went up by 8%, you effectively took a pay cut. Nobody sent you a memo about it. Your payslip didn't say it, but your bank account felt it. This has been happening quietly for years, and the cumulative effect by now is significant. Most middle-class earners are effectively earning less in real terms than they were 5 years ago, even if the number on their paycheck is higher. The second is debt normalization. The middle class has been taught to be comfortable with debt in a way that is genuinely dangerous. Car loans, credit card balances, student loans, buy now, pay later. Each one feels manageable on its own, but together they create a monthly obligation that eats a massive portion of income before you ever have a chance to build anything. And in a high-interest rate environment, that debt is more expensive than it has been in decades. Money that should be building your future is instead paying interest on your past. The third is financial complacency. This one is the hardest to hear. Most middle-class people have their money sitting somewhere safe and still. A savings account, maybe a pension they don't think about much. They're not losing it dramatically, but they're not growing it either. And in a world where inflation is real and compounding works in both directions, for you if you invest, against you if you don't, standing still is the same as falling behind. These 3 things together create a slow financial suffocation that feels like stability right up until it doesn't. Here's what separates the people who will come out of this period stronger from the people who will look back in 10 years wondering what happened. It's not income. It's not luck. It's not connections or privilege or some secret knowledge. It's the decision to stop thinking like a consumer and start thinking like an investor. The middle class, almost by design, is trained to consume. Buy the car, upgrade the home, take the vacation, treat yourself. You earned it. Spend to signal success. Spend to feel comfortable. Spend to keep up with a lifestyle that the people around you are also spending to maintain. The wealthy think differently, not because they don't enjoy life, but because every financial decision they make goes through one filter first. Does this build my wealth or reduce it? That filter, applied consistently, over time, is what creates the gap. Not extraordinary income, not impossible sacrifice, just a different lens on every decision. You can adopt that lens starting today. It costs nothing. It requires no minimum balance, and it will change how you see every financial choice you make from this point forward. Let's get specific. Here is what to actually do right now. Move 1. Attack your high-interest debt first. If you are carrying credit card debt or any debt above 10% interest, that is your single most urgent financial problem. No investment you make right now will reliably outperform the guaranteed return of eliminating 20% interest debt. Every month you carry it, it compounds against you. Make minimum payments on everything else and throw every available dollar at the highest interest debt until it's gone. Then move to the next one. Move 2. Build a real emergency fund. Not a mental note that you'll figure it out if something happens. An actual separate account with 3 to 6 months of essential expenses sitting in it, untouched. This is not an investment. This is armor. It is what stops a car repair or a medical bill or a job loss from becoming a financial catastrophe that sets you back years. Middle-class people without this fund are 1 bad month away from debt. Middle-class people with this fund are 1 bad month away from a minor inconvenience. Move 3. Make your savings work harder. If your emergency fund or any savings are sitting in a standard bank account earning close to nothing, move them to a high-yield savings account today. This takes 20 minutes. It costs nothing. And it means your money is at least keeping closer pace with inflation while it sits. This is not investing. It is just not letting your bank quietly profit from your savings while you get nothing. Move 4. Start investing. Even small. If you are not investing any portion of your income right now, this is the most important change you can make. Open an investment account. Choose a simple, low-cost index fund. Set up a monthly automatic contribution, even if it starts at $50. The amount right now matters far less than the habit and the compounding that begins the moment you start. Every month you wait is a month of compounding you never get back. Move 5. Audit your fixed expenses once a year. Subscriptions, insurance policies, phone plans, internet. These are the expenses that quietly renew, quietly increase, and quietly drain hundreds of dollars a month from people who never stop to look. Once a year, set a reminder, go through every recurring charge and ask one question. Is this still worth it at the current price? Cancel what isn't. Negotiate what you can. That money belongs in your investment account, not in the pockets of companies you forgot you were paying. The middle class is not disappearing because people are lazy or irresponsible. It's disappearing because the rules of the game changed and nobody sent a clear message about it. The old playbook, steady job, modest savings, pension, retire at 65, was written for an economic reality that no longer fully exists. And the people still following that playbook without adaptation are the ones feeling the squeeze most painfully. The new reality requires something the old playbook never emphasized: active participation in your own financial future. Not passive hoping that the salary and the savings account will be enough, not assuming the pension will cover it, not waiting until you earn more, or until things settle down, or until you feel ready. The people building real financial security in 2026 are not necessarily earning more than you. They are simply refusing to let the system make their financial decisions for them. They have taken control of the one thing that is actually within their control: what they do with what they earn. That control is available to you, right now, with exactly what you have. The middle-class squeeze is real. The numbers don't lie, and your bank account already knows it. But knowing what's happening is the first step to making sure it stops happening to you. You now understand why the math has been working against you. You know the 3 silent killers draining your financial position, and you have 5 concrete moves you can start making this week. Not someday, not when things improve, this week, that will put you on the right side of this divide. The gap between the people who build wealth through this period and the people who look back wishing they had started sooner, that gap is not talent. It is not luck. It is the decision you make in the next 48 hours. Make the right one. Anna Investment is here to help you every step of the way.